Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and today I'm going to continue working on my redstone lab. What I've been doing so far is just hollowing out a bunch of this cavern and laying some floor. I'm going to figure out the exact decorative nature of everything in a bit, but for right now, this has been a pretty reasonable start. I went ahead and put a little farm over here, because who doesn't like farming, and because I saw some water dripping down, and I thought, why should I not take advantage of that? Of course, the downward current here is really impeding my upward motion. I might not get out of here in time. Oh no, I'm actually going to drown. This is bad. I was going to say, if I climb up here, wow, now it's loud and rainy and wet, I could actually come in and start digging out some of the... Let's turn down. There we go. I was thinking about starting to dig out some of this top part here. So, let's see. So, this is like directly above my little cavern. So, I'm thinking I want to kind of leave some of the basic structure of this hill in place. But I also want to just dig down in a like, kind of glass in at the top, a skylight here. Let's go ahead and just start working on that skylight. And we can work out its exact dimensions later, but just kind of getting something going here with this magical enchanted mystery shovel. I love magical enchanted tools. They are definitely one of the most fun parts of this game. Unenchanted tools, way too slow for my taste. Enchanted tools, more my speed. Oh, you know what's turbo-tastic? I actually saw that Wreck-It Ralph movie the other day about the video games, and I really liked it. I thought it did a good job of kind of capturing the spirit of, this guy. He's getting older, he doesn't feel appreciated, and he decides to turn his life around and really goes for it. And that was what I liked most about the movie, was the fact that the guy didn't just, look at his life and say, this is terrible. He said, this is terrible, but I can fix it. I can make it better, even though nobody else thinks I can, and he wasn't, yeah, he had to break some rules to do it, but arguably any sort of caste or caste system, depending on, it's not pronounced the Dreamcast, it's the Dreamcast. But anyway, any sort of caste system I kind of find to be intrinsically distasteful. I'm not too fond of them. And so, in that particular situation, the main character there, Ralph, is essentially set up to be the bad guy because of the role he was born into. And I think that's unfair, But I'm sure you guys all have expectations of you in some degree or another because of who your parents are or where you live or, what you're studying. And, these things aren't necessarily always about, your specific culture in the broad national scale. Sometimes it's just like, oh, well, you're an engineer. You're not supposed to like paintings or stuff. Like whatever you want. If you want to paint stuff and you're an engineer, good for you. Have fun. And I have found a cave that might be in the way of my exciting redstone lab excavation. Or the redstone lab excavation might be about to get a lot more fun. Let's make sure there's nothing in here waiting to creep at me. Oh man, this is quite the pain here. So, let's see. I'm probably just getting down to sea level. This might be sea level itself here. Well, I'm not going to let that sea tell me where I can dig. I might leave this cave kind of intact and build the skylight around it, kind of glass off that part there. Let's just go ahead and kind of dig this down, then we'll kind of shore it up a bit. That's one of the things I like most about Minecraft, is building things around what nature provides. You don't necessarily have to be a slave to your environment, but understanding it and working with it can definitely enrich your experience. So we're just going to kind of add some dirt here to keep the sea out. I'll probably add some sort of awesome glass thing here later. And I probably shouldn't have used dirt now that I'm thinking on it. I should have used something I could easily break with my pick. And I should try not to starve to death. I got some food growing down there at the bottom, but it's going to be an issue if I do not get to it quickly enough. But, you know, hey, iron. That's always nice. So yeah, Ralph was a guy who really went for it. Also, somebody, I don't know if, for those of you guys who are familiar with my stuff on the Work and Draft server, one of the people I play with is named Brendan Adkins, and he pointed out recently on Twitter that there's some sort of joke in Alibaba and Bob Loblaw. And so I was thinking about that this afternoon, and I realized that the verse would probably something along the lines of, Legalese discovery, here comes Bob Loblaw. Ex parte, that's what you say to the jury. Something like that. I don't know. I'd have to work on it more heavily if I was going to actually write that song. But so, props to Brendan Adkins for figuring out that Alibaba and Bob Loblaw sound similar. I cannot wait for Arrested Development to come back on the air. Those of you who are, not children, Arrested Development is on Netflix. It is hilarious. It is one of the best written, punniest shows on television. Although it went off the air 10 years ago, it's still like one of the gold standards for good writing in TV. And man, it's gonna rain a lot inside of my redstone base. I'm really hoping this is actually above my redstone base. I'm starting to think about this, and I don't know what level. I mean, I've got to be close to it at this point. Like, I'm sure if I dig down a ways, I'm going to find it eventually, right? Joe Hills, not always the best at surveying. Like, this is clearly... Okay. So, here is a tunnel. How does this tunnel interact with everything else? Got a ooh. Sand. Those blocks have not been updated. Now, I'm never going to find... Okay. So, this right here, that with the rain, that's where I came in. Oh, okay. See, this is actually okay. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So, we will just keep digging on down then until we hit the actual cavern there. Awesome. I am, of course, going to actually kind of put some sort of a glass pavilion top over this thing and glass in all the walls and figure out some other stuff once I kind of get it going. I like the idea of having a train line that goes from my, like, nether tendril garden over here. Theoretically, it would be more effective and efficient to put that same train line inside the nether, but I also don't really like the nether, so I'm disinclined to do that. Okay. So, of course, now I'm digging myself down so low that I won't be able to get back out into that mushroom tunnel that had the mushrooms that I could have eaten. Mushrooms I could have eaten. Maybe. Let's real quickly examine this. We're gonna get rid of this dirt and grab some of these. And I know for a fact that I saw some red mushrooms over this way before. So we are gonna come down here. Where did I see those red mushrooms? Let's also quickly... Oh no, where's my... Okay, I think the red mushrooms were down here. Come on. We're gonna make it. Slimes, you just stay down there by your own stuff. And... Oh no. Really? No, we can make it, we can make it, we can make it. Okay. So we're just gonna put that in there. We're gonna take 1, 2, 3 of those. 1, 2, 3. Come on, come on. Move a little faster. Boom. Mushroom stew. Joe Hills. Excellent mushroom save. So let's actually go ahead now and grab another few red mushrooms and complete a couple additional stews just because they will be greatly appreciated by my poor Minecraft stomach. It's funny because, like, I wonder if in vegetarian texture packs they replace those little meat symbols, like those gross shanks of flesh over there that represent my hunger, with, like, carrots or something. Because it's like, you know, if you're not eating meat, you probably wouldn't represent your hunger by a lack of meat. You'd represent your hunger by a lack of carrots. These are the things that I think about. Joe Hills. I'm doing all right. Okay. You know what? Why don't we... Oh, because that was terrible. Last time we did that, we almost died. Let's try checking up here. Luckily, I got my feather falling boots now. Oh, awesome. Check that out. Good guess on my part. I got my feather falling boots now, so I can make those sweet jumps that everyone's always so fond of. Even though in that particular case, I managed to avoid doing so. Yeah, this is going to be pretty awesome, I'm thinking. Especially if I, like, this is just the basic skylight. I wanted to make sure that I had the placement correct before I went forward with it, but I'm going to make this bigger. And so this will be good, too, because then if I wanted to do redstone experiments that involve the daylight sensor, I can actually have part of the lab exposed to the sun. See, I am no fool. Does the solar sensor in this game respond differently to torchlight than sunlight? I would assume so, but I don't know yet. So that's an experiment right there. Can make a video about that. Sunlight versus torchlight versus torchlight 2. Is there a torchlight 3? I don't know. We could make an experiment about that. Versus the sun. Boom. Next experiment. Okay, so this is a good start here. Let's get rid of these spider webs. Bye-bye, spider webs. Let's go ahead and store, actually not store, let's go ahead and convert some of this into usable stuff because we might need stone later for our building. Throw some of this extra cobble over here. Okay, great. Now, I also want to go ahead and, so let's see. Dang it. Now, of course, I cannot find this. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty neat. So I wanted to knock out these walls here to open this part of the lab up. I wanted to knock out this wall here. I torched it up real good to let me know, like, hey, this is the one that's going. Because, like, I mean, look at this. This is such a narrow band of naturally occurring stone that there is no, like, real good reason to leave it as is. I might as well open this floor space up for the joys of scientific discovery through redstone, redstone laying, switches, switch throwing, Joeing, going to make redstone. Awesome, awesome. Everybody loves redstone. Awesome, awesome. Everybody place some blocks. Awesome, awesome. Everybody pick a stone now. Awesome, awesome. Gonna make some combo locks. Redstone. Pick blocks. Redstone. Pick locks. Combo locks. See, yeah, that feels a lot more natural, but it doesn't look as weird. This whole bit right here kind of pops down too low. This is super unnatural. So what we're probably going to want to do is actually support this somehow to make it seem more man-made. Like, shore this up with some sort of awesome bricks or something. Maybe this is where I'll put my ender pearl elevator. How high up out of this can I get? That's not how you do that, is it? I think what I want to do is actually try to target the wall up there. And then see how high I am. Pretty high. Okay. Probably not going to do that again immediately. But yeah, so if I set my ender pearl elevator up in here, the way those work is you kind of have a cross-section of strings that then trigger a platform when you teleport up to them. Yeah, that would be doable. Oh no, that almost killed me. Okay, good, it didn't. Yay! So, I've gathered a few more materials. I figure I may as well begin now my awesome construction of what will yet be my awesome ender pearlavator. Now, I was kind of thinking about this some, and I realized that I'm just realistically, I can't do this 5 by 5 wide. It's only going to be able to be, maybe, it has to be like 2 by something wide. Uh-oh. Yay, that didn't kill us. Okay, so I've never actually seen one of these work, or like, I've never watched a tutorial about these. So you guys will have to excuse my incredible ignorance as to their actual functioning. But, like, if I put this like so, okay, so that activates it. And then what I would do maybe is I would put these kind of facing outward like this, so that then if I trigger that, okay, well, for one thing, that didn't work. For another thing, I think that the actual piston has to be below there. So we are now dealing with a different type of problem, specifically flooding. So we're going to have to come over here and fill in some of this beautiful lake. It's unfortunate, but it must be done. So we're just going to bada bang, bada boom, like so. Fill in more of that. Pick up more of this. Okay. So then we'll go ahead and come in here with, oh, wait, if I wanted to run, man, it's hard doing all this stuff without, you know, ruining everything ever about the environment. And there goes my hook. So we're going to have to get another one of those, too. And then put... Nope. Okay. So things that I don't understand apparently include trip wires. There's something wrong here. Oh, maybe it's that there's not a tripwire coming right out of there. Really? Thought that was it. Maybe I'll break this hook. And let's come back here. Add another one there. And add... Whoa! How did that not kill me? Okay, well, let's not be complainers. So, for some reason, this tripwire hook is... Maybe it's too long now? Maybe these are too far apart from each other. That might be it. So we can just... Okay, now they're taut. So, that's good. So that means if I come here, that goes like that. Okay, great. So, I think then I could actually set up a bunch of these little wonderful pistons now. Nice little sticky pistons here. And run this on top. No, you can't run that on across the top of the pistons? Dang it. Okay, well that's inconvenient. Because, hey, it worked. Boo. It hit me. Okay. So, oh, that ladder is now going to kill me when I try and pop up here, isn't it? Not quite. Okay, good. No, actually, we don't want to use this. Let's use the fancy timber here. Because these are sticky pistons. So, the idea is, okay. Well, that just broke all of the webs. Because that was one too high, it seems. So, we are going to take our beautiful magical mystery axe here and retrieve that lumber. And I guess we are going to try putting these one higher because, wow, why not? We really should. And we are just going to come right on across. Okay, now that's taut. We can put our beautiful thing here. Okay, cool. So, if we get off of there, okay, great. So, if I were to ender pearl down to the bottom here. Wow, that was an inadvertently successful test. But okay, so now if I'm down here and I ender pearl straight up, yay, it catches me. Awesome. So I'm happy to call that a victory for today. Obviously, every part of this... Wow, that's pretty trippy. I'm going to need something to catch me to break my fall when I hit the bottom here as well. So that's something to think about too. I'll set up some sort of little pond or something maybe. But, you know, for today, we are one step further ahead than we were last time. I probably don't want to hit that torch with the ender pearl because that might not go well for me. But So then I can just set up another one of these at the top. Yeah, this is pretty alright. I'm pretty happy with this. So, anyway, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, a tree inside of a cave. I should probably get rid of that. Yay, lumber. Anyway, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Oh no, I miscalculated. That time it worked.